Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our talk on Discover Analytics for a more data-driven organization. My name is Michael Portnoy, and I'm Director of Software Engineering at Scotiabank. And co-presenting with me today is Dean Pierce, who is a Senior Data Engineer on our team. Today, Dean and I will share with you an issue faced by many large organizations. How do we enable data-driven decision-making? Today, we will look at the challenge. How do organizations get the right data for decision-making when they need it? Next, we'll provide an overview of what we at Scotiabank have developed to address this challenge. And finally, Dean will speak about a roadmap for developing the solution to further improve data-driven decision-making across the bank. The challenge. Let's dive into the challenge we we're facing. Scotiabank is one of Canada's largest banks with a significant international presence. With more than 90,000 employees and over 25 million customers, it is safe to say that we collect a lot of data. Each day, this data drives business decisions. But of course, in order to be helpful in decision-making, the data must be first distilled and aggregated into dashboards and reports, which can easily communicate insights. Our business teams regularly look for a pulse on a customer base. This means using the data to answer questions like, who are the customers at risk of defaulting on their payments? What is the Net Promoter Score for the bank? Which products performed the best this quarter and which performed the worst? What is the digital adoption for the new mobile application? Across the bank, our team of data scientists, business analysts, and data strategists continuously work to answer business questions by analyzing the data and generating numerous reports and dashboards. While helpful, these tools still present limitations. Reports and dashboards are often created on a request of specific stakeholders. In a large organization like the bank, though many individuals may be interested or benefit from the same information, they may not be aware these reports exist, or the reports may be scattered on multiple servers and analytics platforms, which affects, of course, discoverability. Given that reports are difficult to discover, answering data questions becomes a challenge, leading to work duplication and diminished reuse. Analytics platforms often limit search capabilities based on the scope of the user's access. Therefore, many workspaces and reports outside of the user's access permissions are simply not visible to them. Additionally, even when a user is aware of the exact location of the resource, vague ask for access prompts provide little insight into who or which team owns or manages the report. In many instances, the request could go unanswered, especially if the owner has moved on to a different role or the handover of the report ownership was not completed. The road to success. So what did we do to overcome these obstacles? Well, we've decided to create an analytics search. Underpinning this decision was the fact that the bank had an established Scotia search platform, also known as Find at BNS, where BNS stands for Bank of Nova Scotia. It's a bespoke multi-tenant search engine which had already seen a strong adoption across the enterprise. Here you can see a results page of Find at BNS, which includes features such as filtering, user vote feedback, soaring, and more. Designing the analytics search was not without its unique challenges. As with all things within the bank, information security is paramount, and we had to be thoughtful about how this was evaluated and addressed. For instance, we had to consider that many of the dashboards and reports could contain confidential data that can only be made available to specific groups or individuals. Also, highly sensitive reports would normally remain completely hidden from view, but with search solution enabling discovery, there was a greater risk of accidentally exposing reports to an unintended audience. Additionally, search results are normally designed to contain some level of information about the documents, such as titles, content excerpts, and possibly other metadata, all of which could pose a risk of leaking sensitive information. Usability was another aspect that we've had to consider. Search engines often provide limited information on report contents. You may typically see a title, a content excerpt, and maybe a date. We needed to consider how to make the information presented in our search results more useful to our users. Also, access to reports, as I've mentioned earlier, is often restricted. Requesting access can be difficult, and licenses for accessing the system hosting reports can be very costly. We needed to develop a solution that addressed these challenges around information sharing. The relevance of search results was another unique challenge. Dashboards and reports can often be very similar, with identical names and labels, but containing different versions of data or created by different groups within the bank. The content is also highly visual, containing only limited descriptive text such as titles and charts labels. As we began to develop the analytic search, we also recognized that it would be necessary to balance discovery with security, as some of the information is incredibly sensitive. Key to our success would be identifying how to limit the scope of the search while maximizing its utility. Next, I'll pass the presentation to Dean to speak about our solution and how we've addressed these challenges.
So as Michael mentioned, next we will talk about the solution that we developed at Scotiabank to implement our analytics search. As Michael mentioned, there are a host of considerations that we needed to address in order to make our analytics search tool relevant and helpful across the bank. So first, let's take a look at the security aspect of the solution. Security is not an issue which can be addressed in a vacuum. Balancing the data privacy requirements of the bank with the usefulness of the search results involved a number of trade-offs. We worked with data owners across the organization to review what content should be indexed and ensure the confidentiality classifications for their respective workspaces were up to date. For confidential dashboards, data such as financial figures and dates are stripped entirely from the search results content. And additionally, PDF previews of those dashboards are unavailable and the thumbnail previews are blurred. This allows us to continue to share this information without compromising any specific figures or facts. Earlier, Michael also highlighted the importance of the solution being usable and relevant. So one source of complexity that emerged while developing this solution was the number of dashboards that exist across the bank reporting similar data. Some of these reports were intended only for one-off metrics, and some provided an incomplete view of the information. This kind of duplication would result in an unfavorable search experience for our end users, as the goal of the search engine was to gauge the value of the content itself rather than direct them to that content. As a result, we introduced the concept of an authoritative tag. So when a data owner was certain that a dashboard is complete and a source of truth on a particular topic, they would mark their dashboard as authoritative. And as part of an ongoing engagement with these data owners, we encourage them to appropriately title their dashboards and to tag them with relevant keywords. So next, I'll walk you through a number of screens demonstrating some of the key design decisions that we made when customizing search specifically for analytics information. First, because the experience differs compared to other search implementations in Find.bns, we opted to show the user a help modal when the user lands on the analytics search for the first time. This modal describes the key differences between a typical search experience and one tailored for analytics. And next, and more interestingly, let's take a look at the search results page. Overall, the search results look quite similar to a normal search results page, and we provide a curated set of facets, the ability to sort by date, and the ability to vote on the relevancy of a particular result for a query. Additionally, in this case, since workspaces are typically challenging to discover automatically, we provide a link for dashboard owners to submit their workspaces for indexing. There are a few key analytics-specific features that we to highlight, though, starting with tagging. The green tag displayed on the results that dashboard owners indicate are authoritative on a particular topic. And here you can see that this is an authoritative dashboard for NPS Pulse results. Additional tags appear after the authoritative tag. And finally, the last modified date for the data along with the criticality of the data when available. Next, in find.bns, we have traditionally included a document type label at the end of the search results URL. In analytic search, results that have a cached preview available, such as low sensitivity dashboards, this label becomes a download button, enabling users to view a cached copy of the content. These copies of the dashboard are exported while we crawl the source contents. They allow a user to get a feel for the information and features available within a dashboard to determine if they would like to request access from a dashboard owner. And for users searching for quick answers, perhaps it's fine if the value is slightly out of date. We allow them to facet on results with cached copies only using the downloadable facet on the left. And finally, once a user decides if they want to contact a dashboard owner to request access, they can use the owner metadata associated with each result to determine who to contact. When a user facets on an owner, the owner's contact card is populated as instant answer at the top of the search results. This owner information is sourced from other systems within the bank and was already a key feature in find.bns that we reused here. Many analytics platforms that exist lack owner information, or at the very least, visibility into owner information. Through our solution, practitioners may discover what data is available and who to contact, fostering greater collaboration and data reuse across the bank. So what's next for find.bns? So search at Scotiabank is continuously evolving. Initially, we opted to index Tableau and Power BI online. However, there are many additional dashboard sources such as Power BI report servers or Excel-based reports scattered throughout the bank, which would also have a very high value in indexing. We would like to discover these and add them to our search. Second, as we refine our crawling capabilities, answering questions dynamically, such as what is our current NPS score and what is our Q2 revenue target for retail, will become possible. We aim to provide dynamic instant answers to the most common questions. And finally, metadata search on the EDL is challenging. So providing a tailored search for metadata and universal catalog data would greatly aid in data discovery for those developing dashboards and looking for data source information. So thank you for attending our talk today. Hopefully it sparked some ideas to enable data-driven search in your own organization. Please feel free to reach out to either Michael or myself with any questions, and thank you.